The Boxberg power plant. Boxberg in Saxony's Upper Lusatia, electricity from lignite brown coal, both a novice and a veteran. The oldest blocks were built in 1968 and later. Specialists from the Soviet Union, Poland, Hungary and the GDR complete the project 62 days ahead of the official deadline. Block 14, the last block erected in GDR times, started continuous operation in 1980. With a total capacity of 3,520 megawatts, Boxberg was the second largest brown coal power plant in Europe at that time. After the social changes in 1990, Blocks 1 and 2 had no future. After a service period of more than 20 years, and in view of the technical state of the 12 by 210 megawatt plants, streamlining and retrofitting with advanced environmental equipment were pointless. In the second half of the 1990s, they were doomed. In 1996, Block 2 was shut down, and in 1998, Block 1 followed. Another visible symbol of the gradual farewell to the old Boxberg power plant, the demolition of 2 of the chimneys in May 2009. For decades, they'd been a landmark in Lusatia. On the other hand, after the changes, there was a gradual new beginning with comprehensive conversion and ultra-modern environmental equipment for the unlimited operation of Block 3. Experienced personnel operating the most advanced control equipment. Both units, erected towards the end of the 70s and streamlined in the middle of the 90s, could continue operation, reliably as before. Robust generators of electricity which have proved their worth. Capacity is 2 times 500 megawatts. Almost 1,000 million euros was spent in both the retrofitting and refurbishment of Block 3. And another 1,500 million euros for the new Block 4, the next step in a new beginning. 1994, the start of construction work, including a cooling tower with a clean gas draw-off, a steam boiler, an advanced turbine and generator, a most advanced dedusting and desulfurization plant, and a sophisticated central control room. The new Boxberg. Erection during running operation, providing also for a host of orders for German industry and for the local building and construction industry in the difficult years after the changes. Labour for 6 years of building, steel erectors for Boxberg at work. Never before had there been a boiler with such size and efficiency. The end of the 1990s meant the end of the assembly period too. The new power plant at the starting line. On the 5th of October 2000, the official commissioning of Generator Unit Q in the presence of Saxon Prime Minister Kurt Biedenkopf. A new era begins for Boxberg. Everyday routine at the Boxberg power plant, one of the Vattenfall Enterprise's large energy suppliers. Controlled by the central control room, high tech for high temperatures. Everyday routine at the boiler house, Block 4, heating water to steam with a temperature of almost 600 degrees Celsius internally. The fuel, brown coal, is mined at the nearby Nochten open-cast mine after laying the seam bare by removing overburden. The new 900 megawatt block requires 900 tons every hour, stored temporarily in the coal yard. The fuel transported to blocks 3 and 4 by belt conveyor plant, controlled from the coal control station. Brown coal, 50,000 tons each day, pulverized by special coal mills before combustion in the boiler.
Ich tue jetzt den 40 Freischaltung beantragen.
The capacity of both blocks is about 2,000 megawatts. Almost half is supplied by the turbine unit in the new Block 4, energy for the grid's base load. Water puts out fire, normally. In the power plant, though, water helps to transform the energy in the coal into electric energy. Cleaned water from the open cast mine, from the ships and from the River Spree. Water cleaned in Boxberg in special plants before it's used in the power plant's cooling circuit, in order to be air-cooled itself in the cooling tower. In parallel, distant heating from Boxberg. Part of the heat from the generation of electricity is used for heating purposes at both the nearby town of Weißwasser and the community of Boxberg, thereby increasing the power plant's efficiency. Comfortable heat for the inhabitants. Distant heating serves enterprises in both industry and agriculture of the region too. Thus, cucumbers have become a byproduct of electricity generation through brown coal, thanks to the Boxberg power plant. Part of the water in the power plant undergoes special treatment by the demineralization plant to guarantee particular cleanness as boiler feed water in the water steam circuit. Surplus power plant water is fed into the natural inshore water systems after it has been cleaned and subject to continuous monitoring, cleaner than the river itself. Of course, the water, like the coal, ash and so on, undergoes continuous laboratory testing as well. Besides water cleaning before coal combustion, there's the cleaning of the flue gas after coal firing. The dust, for instance, precipitates in the electrofilter. Naturally, Vattenfall employees cannot normally access the interior. For regular inspections, the electricity is turned off. Cave excursions for the chosen few. Besides the dust, the sulfur dioxide content in the flue gas, extracted through limestone, supplied by train and stored in the open air for continuous use. Before its use, the limestone has to be ground at a small factory within the power plant. This is just one secondary process, but essential to protect the environment. In flue gas desulfurization, the sulfur dioxide is dissolved out, combining with the limestone. The result, clear waste air, led off through the cooling tower, and gypsum, which is stored in a special hall. The pest sulfur dioxide is turned into useful gypsum, a versatile building material. One of the buyers is the firm Rokal, located on the power plant grounds, making good use of gypsum for flow screed in interior work. Gypsum processing, one enterprise among others, in the shadows of the cooling towers, including service enterprises for the operation of the electricity producer, in other words, a power plant that creates labour. This is also a power plant taking on environmental tasks, with sludge combustion in Block 3, and a power plant to test innovative research projects such as the maglev pumping systems. Boxberg on the grid around the clock, in operation around the clock, thanks to periodic inspections by both outside firms and Boxberg staff, and supported by comprehensive storage of high-usage spare parts. New forces for the next Boxberg power plant, qualified to meet requirements through a modern on-site training facility. Training is reliable year for year, coping with a wide palette of jobs in the field of power engineering. Future work for the generation of electricity from brown coal. Future work also involves being open-minded for people's interests, and especially for the interests of the young people in the region. Open doors in the communication centre. There are roughly 3,000 erratic boulders with water features and areas with cactuses. And if you have any money left over, you can sponsor a tree with a plaque at the base saying, "Sponsored by." The Nochten Erratic Park in the redevelopment area of the Nochten open-cast mine is a special way of investing in the future. And for the future coal supply of the Boxberg power station, redeveloping the Reichwalder mine and the comprehensive modernisation of the materials handling technologies there. Future work here too, next to Block Q, the new Block R. Once completed, the power generated on site will reach around 2,500 megawatts. A future that has already begun, with the old and new name of Boxberg.